Hey everyone, my name is Josh Madawed. I am a UX designer at Aptean. We are a B2B enterprise software company primarily focused in the food and bev industry. I'm also vice chair of IDSA Atlanta, so shameless plug, everyone go follow us on our Instagram for other design events at IDSA Atlanta. And what I love about these kind of presentations is that I always realize something about myself through making it. I really consider myself a planner. I'm someone who loves to use my weekly planner to schedule my week. I love to think about the future. I'm one of those annoying people who actually keeps their New Year's resolution. But when I began to lay out my design journey, I realized that most of the milestones in my personal development weren't planned. I was really just winging it. And maybe I've been playing too much Among Us recently, but my design journey is very much like Among Us. No matter how much you plan or build strategy or read articles telling you what to do, when you're playing, there's just so much chaos that really you just kind of have to go with the flow and do whatever you can to win. So I stumbled into design because I love Georgia Tech. When I toured campus, I just fell in love and knew that I had to go there. I found industrial design on Georgia Tech's website, and it was kind of like, this kind of fits me. I'll give it a shot, and if I hate it, I'll just switch majors. And when I showed up at Tech, imposter syndrome hit me like a truck. I felt like everyone at Tech was so driven, knew exactly what they wanted to do. I met people who said that they wanted to be mechanical engineers since they were 4 years old, which I don't know how you know that at 4 years old, but all the power to you. I just felt like I didn't belong at Tech, and I definitely felt like I wasn't good enough for the industrial design program. My sketches and prototypes and graphic design were just embarrassing to present. And I just felt stuck because I wasn't really sure if design was for me, but I also was surrounded by people who had so much direction that it made me feel like I needed to stick with design. But being the planner that I thought I was, I thought, okay, I'll stick with industrial design, just practice, practice, practice until I get good. And spoiler, I didn't get much better. So my first duh Josh, you're an idiot moment happened when I realized that I could use my design skills to solve problems I'm passionate about. This is common sense for everyone I know, but a huge aha moment for 19-year-old me. Anyone who knows me knows that I have an irrational obsession with public transit, and of course, MARTA in Atlanta. I could probably give a whole PechaKucha just on MARTA, but that was not the prompt. But my sophomore year, MARTA announced they were going to do a hackathon on our campus. And me with my one computer science class was oh my God, I have to go. So my friends and I showed up and we read the prompt, connect MARTA to the Internet of Things. Long story short, we presented a UI prototype, as you can see, of a new MARTA app, and the CIO of MARTA walked by and she loved it so much that she offered us intern roles on the spot. And obviously I knew what UI design was, but now I was thrown into the UI design world, kind of like the first time you vent in Among Us, you're oh, that's what that is. And UI was something I was pretty good at. So after I worked for MARTA, I got to do more UI work in my school projects, but I started to ask myself, do I really like UI design? When I was working for MARTA, I was doing something I was passionate about. Am I really all that passionate about screens and dribble posts and eumorphism and all that? So I decided to intern at a nonprofit that was doing work that excited me. And even though it wasn't specifically a design internship, just intern, I decided to go for it. The Center for Civic Innovation, it's a startup incubator in Atlanta for social and civic enterprises. And while working there, I again got to share my design skills with people who are really making Atlanta a more equitable city. And it was just so energizing and refreshing. That summer, I learned so much about Atlanta history. I got connected to different communities. And most importantly, I kind of removed myself from the tech bubble for a minute, and I got to view things from a different perspective, kind of like when you use the cams in Among Us. It kind of gave me a taste of what life could be after I graduated. And as soon as I said the word graduation, it came. I didn't have a job upon graduation, so when I was planning to spend the summer applying for jobs. But of course, we know how planning goes with me. So my best friend called somewhat of an emergency meeting because she needed someone to help her with her startup for the summer. And me, being a good friend and also someone who didn't have much better to do, said, sure. So we set out to solve the problem that so many makeup wearers, specifically women of color, have. When you try to buy makeup products like lipsticks and eyeshadows for your skin tone, a lot of websites don't have models displaying the product in your skin tone. So you get something that doesn't look like how it was advertised when you get it in the mail. And thus, Swatch Candy was born. And the process was just so much fun, especially chasing people around Lenox Mall who had Sephora bags for interviews. And again, I got to be connected to the whole tech startup community in Atlanta that I didn't know existed. And, it was just such a great learning experience. But alas, at the end of the summer, I accepted my full-time offer and began my job as UX designer. And so here we are. I've been at Aptean for over a year now, and I've learned so much about design systems and agile and working with product managers and conducting ethnographic research. It's been really awesome. And I've also leaned on the communities I'm a part of, like IDSA and MARTA Army, which is a transit nonprofit, to continue to do design outside of work and not get in a rut and not be surrounded by completely similar minds. I could tell you that I do have a plan for what I want to do over the next 5 years, but y'all know that I have no idea what I'm talking about. And I love research and making screens and working with developers, but who knows what vent I'll pop into next. I'm very new to the professional design world. I have a lot to learn, and I'm so honored to have been asked to speak tonight. So I hope you enjoyed it, even if you have no idea what Among Us is. So thanks, Service Design Network, for inviting me, and look forward to the rest of the presentations. Thanks.